Okay, today we are going to continue with our diorama building. We have our 3 panels from the last video, which we used found colored paper from magazines and newspapers and collaged them onto a background. Now we want to build a base for this background, or a bottom where the ground is going to be. Simply find a piece of cardboard that fits the size of your background and cut that shape out. Next, we want to think about what we would like to put on this ground. You can do all kinds of things, but I would suggest starting with just a simple color. You can paint this, you could even collage in the same technique we did for the background. I'm going to go ahead and just put a piece of yellow construction paper down on the entire surface. Get an idea what that's going to look like, and we're good. So go ahead and glue that down. And next, we can just put our background around the base. I'm actually just going to use tape. You could use a glue gun, you could use some putty, something. A tape works just fine. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get things stabilized with the tape, you can reinforce more areas with the tape. Just get it in place first. Alright, just a couple more pieces to give this some strength. Alright, there we are. Now I'm ready to start building some objects in the foreground on the base of the diorama. Here I just have some food packaging. It's nice thin chipboard, cardboard, cuts really easy, bends really easy. And we're going to start by creating some elements on our ground with this cardboard. And we're also going to use a little bit of collage here for this first piece. This already feels like it looks like mountains to me, so I'm going to cut this cardboard into a shape. And at first I'm going to leave it the way it is and just cut this in half here. That way I've got 2. Maybe I could make 2. I like this cardboard too because it already has these bends and it already kind of wants to stay up by itself. So that was just something that happened because the cardboard already had these folds in it. I'm going to show you another way to create your own folds too and make your own objects stand up. Okay, so I want some color here. I'm thinking about mountains. This was a lot like our found colors project collage, where we just found colors. Maybe we didn't have colors that we wanted, and here's a newspaper, a nice illustration in a newspaper. It's got some nice fun dark colors here at the bottom. So I'm going to collage that onto this cardboard. And after I collage it onto that big piece of cardboard, then I will cut my mountain shape out. Again, you could color this any way you wanted to. You could even leave it the color of the cardboard. I just wanted to show you some options. This one actually relates right back to how we made our backgrounds too, so that's kind of nice. So again, I'm just going to place that on top now. It's way more than I need, but I am going to trim this up into a fun shape here when I get done anyway. All right. Now I'm going to cut my, well, before I cut, maybe I could also give myself just an idea. I could draw lines on here, like a mountain shape. And that's just a guide. You don't have to stick to it. I've already cut a little bit differently than my line. All right. So that is how I'm going to create the little mountain in the background. And as you can see, when I flip it over, it's got this nice texture. I can bend my sides over, see how that works. And you can get an idea of things being in the foreground. I'm just going to tape this into position for now. Once I have other pieces cut out, I'll play with the composition inside there, and then I'll decide where I want to glue them down. There we go. We have another mountain range right there in the background. Now on another little scrap of this packaging, I'm just going to go ahead and directly draw some bushes. Go ahead and make all kinds of different elements. You don't have to use them all, but you can make a bunch of them and decide which ones you want when you're done. Use some different colors. Alright, now you just need to cut these out. And when you cut them out, leave a little bit of room at the bottom, because we want to bend the cardboard at the base of our drawing so that we can then glue that part down to the ground of our diorama. As soon as I cut these out, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Again, there are lots of ways to make little elements in your diorama. All of you are doing specific habitats, so you'll have to look at the different types of plants and other elements in your habitat and think of your own ways to create some of these elements. This is just a fun way, again, to kind of build a background, foreground, middle ground as well, and start to play within that environment. So now I'm just going to bend these edges over. Then I can start to play with their placement. After I bend them all, I like to take a pencil or some type of hard edge tool and just kind of burnish down those folded edges. This just helps to make it stand up a little bit better. So again, I'm just folding it and pressing down with my pencil to make that folded edge a little bit more folded. Okay, next I'm just going to take some glue and place these down. I already played with the arrangement a little bit. I kind of figured out where I wanted certain elements, and now I'm just stacking them. This is the top view, so you're seeing how I'm placing them down, spacing them out, so that when I view it from this perspective, you get a sense of depth. All right. Let me just put another hill back here. I had some things already made. I'm also readjusting the hill in the background. I didn't like the folded edges, so I went ahead and cut those off, and now I folded the bottom like the other ones. I think that looks a little bit better for me. If you're having trouble with some long pieces sticking down, go ahead and tape that part that you folded and glued to the base. Fortunately, I have yellow tape here, so I can just leave it. You might have clear tape. You could always paint the tape. All right. Place a few more of these objects that I've made. Here's some cactus for my desert. So again, go ahead and make your own elements. You can try this process if you'd like. It's a nice fun thing to use these materials that we have around our house to start making details in your diorama. And I really look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.